Coming up tonight, Gamecock football lands 5-star recruit Nicholas Harbor.
Later, Gamecock women's basketball continues to shine.
And finally, an NFL Conference Championship recap.
These stories and more on Palmetto State Sports.
From the Blue Ridge Mountains and through the Midlands down to the coast, there's plenty of sports highlights and moments here in South Carolina. There's only one place where you'll catch all the action. This is Palmetto State Sports.
Welcome to Palmetto State Sports. I'm Amanda Baranowski.
And I'm Colleen Sholtis. Thank you for joining us tonight. Huge news this afternoon here in Columbia, South Carolina, after 5-star recruit Nicholas Harbor has committed to the Gamecocks. Harbor is a class of 2023 5-star tight end and edge from Archbishop High School in Washington, D.C.
After a hard-fought battle for the recruit, Shane Beamer has won out over potential schools like Oregon, Maryland, and Michigan. Coach Beamer held a signing day press conference earlier today, and here's what he had to say.
It caps off what was already an elite signing class in my mind with the group of young men that we've already brought into the program that signed in December.
Harbor says, quote, "It's Beamer ball. He is the hottest recruiter in America, which everyone is learning," end quote. In addition to playing football, Harbor is also an outstanding sprinter and will run track under Coach Curtis Fry.
In other good news for the Gamecocks, South Carolina women's basketball guard Zia Cook was among the top 10 candidates announced for 2023's Ann Myers Drysdale Award on Tuesday. The award recognizes the top women's basketball shooting guard of the season among NCAA Division I teams.
This season, Cook is ranked 9th in the SEC, scoring an average of 15.83 points per game. She has put up double-digit points for 18 out of 21 games this season. She also has already had a career-high scoring game this season, scoring 31 points against Georgia in early January.
In March, the 10 candidates for the award will narrow down to 5 finalists. This will be chosen by a committee of top women's basketball personnel. The winner of the award will be announced sometime in April.
For men's basketball, the sorrows continue after a loss to Mississippi State last night in Colonial Life Arena. Both teams went into the game with a 1-7 record in the SEC, although the Bulldogs were coming off a strong win against number 11 ranked TCU.
Mississippi State pulled away late in the first half after an 11-4 run and then exploded into the second half. Shaquille Moore played a phenomenal game with a career-high 22 points. The Gamecocks look to gain a second SEC win of the season this Saturday against Arkansas in Colonial Life Arena at 3:30 p.m.
Now, the South Carolina Gamecock baseball team will continue to prepare for their upcoming season with a series of 3 scrimmages this weekend. The first scrimmage will be held Friday at 3:30 p.m. The second and third games will be held on Saturday and Sunday, respectively, with times still to be determined.
Accompanied with the upcoming scrimmages, Gamecock Baseball has released a date and a sign-up form for the 2023 Ladies Clinic. The Ladies Clinic is open to female fans interested in learning more about the game and the strategies applied in baseball. Ladies will be able to meet coaches, players, and staff, ask questions, and attend a scrimmage following the event.
The event will be held Saturday, February 11th from 9 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. at Founders Park Stadium. To register, go to southcarolinabaseballcamps.com and click on the South Carolina Baseball Ladies Clinic link where there will be prompts to register.
The Gamecocks will play at Founders Park Stadium throughout the weekend as well as next Saturday. The scrimmages will be free and open to the public. I know I'm excited to see the baseball players play and get ready for the upcoming season.
I know I love baseball season, so it's excited to start to get warmer and finally feel like baseball season.
Yeah.
Coming up, SGTV News 4 sports reporter Spencer Ball will give us a glimpse at the sports world outside the Palmetto State.
Starting off with the AFC Championship game, Patrick Mahomes captained the Chiefs to yet another clutch victory as they defeated the Bengals 23-20 on Sunday night. Mahomes threw for 326 yards and 2 touchdowns, all while still dealing with an ankle sprain he suffered in last week's win. The Chiefs' defense showed up to play as Chris Jones and Frank Clark would combine for 3.5 sacks. And the secondary kept the Bengals' offense at bay, even forcing QB Joe Burrow to throw 2 interceptions. However, it was the last few plays of the Chiefs' final drive that had every NFL fan at the edge of their seats. On 3rd and 4, Mahomes scrambled right, and after picking up the first down, he was hit while being barely out of bounds by Joseph Ossai, which merited a flag for unnecessary roughness and put the Chiefs in field goal range. On the very next play, Chiefs kicker Harrison Butker drilled his third field goal of the night from 45 yards out to send the Chiefs to the Super Bowl. Moving on to the NFC Championship game, the Eagles dominated the 49ers in Philly this past Sunday, with the final score being 31-7. Niners QB Brock Purdy suffered a complete UCL tear on the 49ers' first offensive drive after being strip-sacked by star defensive end Hassan Reddick. This caused San Francisco to bring in their backup quarterback, Josh Johnson. The Eagles' defense made Johnson's life incredibly difficult, and Johnson would only manage to pass for 74 yards in about 2 quarters of play. However, in the third quarter, Johnson would take a massive hit from Ndamukong Suh and leave the game with a concussion. With the injuries earlier in the season to Jimmy Garoppolo and Trey Lance, this would leave the 49ers without a listed QB. In the midst of all these injuries and struggles from the San Francisco offense, the Eagles' running game was dominant with 148 total yards and 4 rushing touchdowns. The 57th rendition of the Super Bowl will feature the Eagles playing the Chiefs in Arizona on February 12th at 6:30 p.m. on Fox in a battle between the Kelsey brothers. Coming up, Dakota Morris will tell you all you need to know about Gamecocks men's tennis.
The number 8 ranked Gamecocks men's tennis team took down NC State 4-0 this Sunday. The Gamecocks showed out in both doubles and singles play. The nation's number 1 doubles team, junior Toby Samuel and reigning SEC Player of the Week, Connor Thompson, were the first to win their match 6-1, followed by graduate student Jake Beasley and junior James Story, winning their match 6-4, clinching the doubles point for the team. In singles play, Samuel was again the first to win his match, followed by Beasley. Thompson was last to finish, clinching the match for the Gamecocks for a 4th time in a row. This win over NC State earned the Gamecocks a spot in the ITA National Men's Indoor Championships that will take place on February 17th through the 20th. The Gamecocks will go on the road to take on Clemson this Friday, then will continue after to Georgia Tech and Wake Forest. The men's tennis team has a really big and exciting opportunity here at the championships.
Yeah, definitely, especially for a team that hasn't been historically the best. To see them put a lot of momentum together the last couple of years is really exciting.
They could really show out here. The Gamecock track team was in New York this past week, competing in the Dr. Sander Columbia Challenge, where the women's team finished second in the overall team standings and the men's team finished third. The women's team collected 3 first-place wins, led by Jayla Jamison in the 200-meter race and Janelle Register in the 400-meter race. Jamison and Register also took first place in the 4x400-meter relay, along with Alasia Johnson and Elena Khalidi. Katie Young set a new personal best in women's shot put and set the 6th longest throw in the program history, putting her in second place for the event. Despite coming in second overall, Ines Asai was the only athlete on the men's team to take a first-place win. Ines's win in the 3,000-meter race broke the program record set just a week ago by fellow teammate Rogerio Amaril by almost 21 seconds. Asai's 7-minute and 41-second time is the second fastest 3,000-meter race in the NCAA this season. The men's team collected 2 second-place wins, one of them being an individual win by Anthony Greenhow in the 200-meter race. Jason Ward, William Spencer Jr., Jackson Junkins, and E.J. Richardson took the second-place win for the Gamecocks in the 4x400-meter relay. The Gamecocks will be hosting their final 2-day home meet for the indoor season, the South Carolina Invitational, beginning this Sunday. Stay tuned for the Palmetto State calendar.
Before we go, let's take a look at the Palmetto State calendar. Starting off with women's basketball, South Carolina faces the Kentucky Wildcats tomorrow night at 7 p.m. in Colonial Life Arena, followed by a trip to Hartford for a national championship rematch against the number 5 ranked UConn Huskies on Sunday at noon, and you can catch that game on Fox. Clemson women's basketball also stays home tomorrow night to face Miami in an ACC matchup at 8 p.m. They will then head to Winston-Salem on Sunday to play the Demon Deacons of Wake Forest at 4 p.m. Finally, Coastal Carolina women's basketball faces Arkansas State at home tomorrow night at 6 p.m. and will also host App State on Saturday for a noon tip-off.
Moving on to men's basketball, South Carolina hosts Arkansas Saturday at home at 3:30, and then head to Columbia, Missouri for a 9 p.m. tip-off against the Tigers on Tuesday. Both games will be on the SEC network. Clemson will host number 23 ranked Miami on Saturday, as well as a 3 p.m. game on the ACC network. The Chanticleers will head to Louisiana Monroe for a 7:30 game tomorrow night, and then to Arkansas State on Saturday for a 3 o'clock tip-off. That's all we have for this week of Palmetto State Sports.
Be sure to follow us on Twitter at SGTV Sports, and to keep up with all of our content, be sure to also visit us online at sgtvonline.com. For SGTV News 4 Sports, I'm Colleen Sholtis.
And I'm Amanda Baranowski. From all of us here at SGTV, have a great night, Carolina. Forever to thee.